Well, hello. And here we go. Cheers. Here's
Cheers.
a supportful, healthy, healing life,
Thank you. Yes.
supporting our liver, our digestive tract, and that our systems can do the job they were designed to do without us thinking like we know more than them, but a little bit of lemon helps the system go. So there.
Even with reflux, you would say? I've been told, like, stay away from lemon because it's acidic. No? Okay. Yeah.
No. So now, by the way, so I had the laryngitis thing like a couple weeks ago,
Before you went to Texas.
right before I went to Texas to teach. And you want to know what? The side effect I had as the laryngitis went away, I had acid reflux.
You did? Oh.
Wow.
And I went, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now you know what it's all about.
That's right. What a buckaroo.
Well, that's what, Rhonda's
Yeah.
been here with. And so I'm so glad you're doing this. Do you do Zoom sessions regularly?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Because I'd seen some of your clips when you were working, talking with Ruthie and other people. But I figured you'd see clients that way too.
Yeah, I don't do it too often. Usually they're in another country, Yeah. So helping people. By the way, I have to say I love your hair. So, okay. So, let's the red. Hello.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Red
you so
flags.
much.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Now, what did I do with my phone?
Can we make a
Okay, I'm going to just quiet this. Okay, so Rhonda, I'm going to admit I read it and now I forgot it because I read it a while ago. So can you remind me and we'll do the session?
Okay, so I've been tentatively diagnosed with silent reflux. I've been having
Oh, right. And then you bought my course.
right.
Got it. Come a little closer so it's easier to hear for recording purposes.
Yeah, so I've been having, let's see, like you can kind of hear it in my voice a little bit, voice hoarseness, a little bit of swelling in my throat, phlegmy, dry mouth, bitter taste in the back of my throat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's more than silent, but go on.
Right? I know. Yeah. Um, Slightly, almost like a feeling.
Really?
If it's my voice box or just my throat, is kind of swollen. I had an endoscopy yesterday. No, not, or I had a nose endoscopy. So not the one where they go in through your mouth, but through your nose, just your throat and the top of your esophagus. And he said there was some sign of reflux, but nothing that looked too terrible. Like, so it doesn't look like I've had it for years and tremendous damage, at least at this point.
How old are you, Rhonda?
44. And with one caveat, which is I am extremely sensitive to anything going wrong with my body, and I panic. And I've been panicking about this, and I think that's made it tremendously worse. So that's part of it too. I feel is a key piece of it.
Oh, it is the key piece because I will tell you why.
We were just talking about this.
Yes, absolutely. Kitty, you do not belong there. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I have a kitty getting older and then he forgets what the rules are after all of a sudden. I love, don't laugh or think I'm crazy. I love that you panic after you have the extremely sensitive changes to your body because it's telling me exactly what I'm thinking. So tell me, have you had whiplash?
No, but it's funny that you say that because my neck x-ray looks like I have. But I don't remember ever having whiplash. But I have arthritis in my neck that looks like people said, have you been in a car accident? But I was a dancer. And we did a lot of like throwing our head back, jazz dance. Yeah, exactly.
So you have whiplash? Yes.
Okay, I probably do then. Yeah.
Yes. And you have arthritis?
Yep. Actually, the person who saw me for the reflux was like, blasé about the reflux, but was pretty concerned about the arthritis because I also had a CT scan just to make sure there wasn't any tumors or blockages or anything of my throat, and he was showing me the discs, and he was very concerned about them. So
Again, I'm very excited.
you are okay.
Mhm,
Good.
Yeah, she's
mhm.
onto
I'm
this.
not, I feel bad about the degree that he may be seeing of arthritis,
Yeah.
but is your neck hurting?
No, but it was for years. But since doing more Feldenkrais with Leanne, it's better.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where we're going to be able to help you then. Oh boy, you just gave, okay, Leanne, we're on it.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So I so wish you were in my Dallas workshop this last week.
I could have been there. I know.
Okay. Because I believe what is happening for you is your vagus nerve system is
Mhm.
implicated in this. The
Okay.
vagus nerve starts in the base of the skull and
Mm.
it travels down along the ballerina muscles, the
Yeah.
sternocleidomastoid, right?
Mhm.
So the sternocleidomastoid is this
Right.
all that we do in dance. Oh
Yeah.
boy, at this age, boy, my eyes like took a moment to
Yeah.
readjust. Hold on. Okay. You can tell it's I don't whip my head around, but and it's funny, all the jazz I did and modern, it was never including whipping. And I was glad I probably had a teacher who it probably didn't work for her, so she didn't do it for us.
That's good.
Okay, I
Yeah.
put all the pressure in my low back. So right. But okay, so what happens is the vagus nerve system runs along the sternocleidomastoid, more specifically the accessory nerve.
Okay.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? Let's see if I can show you what this looks like. Come on, where are you? Hold on.
She was just doing the session you did with Irene Lyons, and it's talking about this as well because we found that on the YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
you were just talking about that as well there.
Okay. So great. So let's look at okay. So unfortunately, I now can't move my cursor around. But do you see the big opening in the middle?
Yep.
Yes.
That's the foramen magnum. That's where your spinal cord comes out of.
That makes sense.
Then you see the little L-shaped openings on the left and right side of the upper part of the foramen magnum.
Yeah.
That's called your jugular foramen.
Okay.
What goes through there from the base of the brain is not one, not two, but three nerves.
Okay.
It's the vagus nerve,
Mm-hmm.
the glossopharyngeal nerve, and the accessory nerve.
Okay.
Oh, good, I could do that. Let's see. Gosh, I wonder if there is a way. Well, at the moment, hold on. No, I can't move my cursor at all. But you see where the arrow is on? That is, okay, that is the vagus nerve.
The yellow kind
You,
of thing.
if you look all the way at the top where it's coming out from up here,
Yeah.
you can see the glossopharyngeal nerve, the vagus nerve, and the accessory nerve are all coming out of that same opening together.
Okay.
So you know what I'm going to try to do? Hold on, let me see if I can do this for you.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so do
Mhm.
you see that?
Yeah.
The vagus nerve, the accessory nerve, and the glossopharyngeal nerve.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So then, hold on. There we go. Here's the vagus, the glossopharyngeal, and the accessory nerve. They're all coming out of that same spot, the same part, that same little opening. And the glossopharyngeal goes to the face. It comes together with the facial muscle, the nerve, all of that. And it goes to the tongue, towards the ears, around the jaw. It's really very important. The vagus nerve comes down and it goes and branches off from it. And the one goes to the pharynx and one goes to the larynx.
Okay.
Okay. Think acid reflux.
Yeah.
Pharynx and larynx.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the accessory nerve comes through and that goes along. This branch goes along to the around the sternocleidomastoid area. But the vagus nerve runs, there it is, the vagus nerve runs right behind the sternocleidomastoid. So when you get all of this, those nerve branches that are part of the vagus nerve system are affected. So those that are going to the esophagus, the pharynx area, are also affected. For some people, it affects their hearing. For other people, it'll affect their eyesight. For you, it took it further down, and it could, and this is my hunch, affected that, which is why it's silent acid reflux.
Okay.
How you call silent with the sour taste?
Yeah, I think they might be calling it GERD, actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure. Right? I mean, it has to be. So Leanne, what you're going to do with her is you're going to spend a lot of time doing really gentle touch along the sternocleidomastoid. And Rhonda, you can do this for yourself, where you're touching the quality of your sternocleidomastoid, and then you sort of just stay in one place and don't cut off the carotid, right? Because you can make yourself feel pinchy in the head a little bit, but it's just feeling the quality of the texture of that musculature. Because when the vagus nerve system goes off kilter, it affects everything and can give us anxiety. That's why I was so happy. I'm like, I know what this is. I know what this is. I know what this is.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh, we're three girls. We're going to go shopping. We're going to go clothing shopping. And you take off a pretty dress from the rack. And then someone else says, oh, this necklace would go perfect with that. And these shoes would go perfect with it. I don't expect you to walk out with boots. I mean, army boots with that dress. Although, unless that's a look. But okay. So in other words, when you started saying, this is my dress, I'm like, oh, here's your necklace. And then, oh, I bet would these strappy shoes go with that? And you're like, yeah, how could you tell? Well, it's a whole look. That's this.
Okay.
Kitty. He forgets where he is. Maybe, I don't know. So you feel the tone. Because you're so sensitive and you're aware, you're touching it, Rhonda, at the weight of a skin of a grape. The weight of a skin. So you're just palpating the quality of the tonicity of the sternocleidomastoid muscles. And you allow yourself to breathe, and sometimes you'll feel it right away. It's a different tone on the right than it is on the left.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay. Do you feel that there is more tone on the right or more tone on the left?
By tone, do you mean
tonicity? Tonicity. You feel a firmness, a density. Maybe it's a vibrational frequency. Maybe it's a nerve functioning. You call it what you want. What feels like there's more potency and what feels a little less conductive? You just palpate ever so lightly.
My gut says that the left side has more tone, but
Okay, very well might be. And Leanne, you kind of listen, and then when she goes to lie down on your table or when she stands up, you'll feel. Now, another way you can feel is you can look inside her mouth. Right?
Uh-huh.
So you see my uvula?
Yes.
mhm.
Okay, now look at the tissue on the right side of the soft palate and the tissue on the left side.
Mhm.
It's pretty even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine, I don't think mine is. Yeah.
Correct. That's
Mhm.
talking about your vagus nerve.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And then you can do this. Ah, 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 ah. And you'll look at the opening on the right and the opening on the left. That part under, and you'll see what part is high, what part is dropped down.
Okay.
So it's supposed to both go high, but when one branch of the vagus nerve needs a little help, that part's hanging down. And we did that this weekend, and oh my God, some uvulas actually went at a diagonal.
Oh, wow.
And one woman, her tongue all went all the way over too.
Huh.
And then when you looked at her stunning face, right? Wow, she was beautiful, lovely woman, maybe her 60s or 70s, perfectly blonde, coiffed hair like this.
Mhm.
If I looked at her, there was this.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
And the head tilted, and it was ever so slightly, but her hairdresser knew how to do the hair.
Oh, to make it
Oh.
look even.
Interesting.
And she's
Interesting.
just so beautiful. I mean, it was like, wow, you know what? That's her Picasso thing. But what
Yeah.
that was the pull up on the left side, pulled her tongue, pulled up the roof of the mouth, yanked the uvula over. That's how slanted she was, that it actually shifted the face, which meant it's been there for years.
Right.
Okay. Now, that's not you, because I'm looking at you, but
Okay.
we are all Picasso-like.
Yeah.
But here, let's look inside. No, so let's see if you can get close. No, we need a light. Okay, can you use the light on the back of your
Yeah, I got a flashlight in mine too. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I've been
So-
looking at it. Whoopsies. Oh, okay.
So let's see.
Oh, good. Okay, now go ah 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 ah.
I can't see it. Can you see?
it?
A little bit. Yeah, yeah. There. Go ahead. Oh, look at that. Okay, your right back of your right tongue is pulling up.
Is it?
Yeah, look.
Let me see. Yeah, the right side pulls up.
Okay,
Yeah.
now when you look to the right and the left of the uvula, is which side is pulled up on that soft palate?
The soft palate. The right side's hanging down a little bit, it looks like.
Okay, so it's interesting. Take a look. All of that, it's okay. Doesn't matter. Remember, we're Feldies. So it's, and there's a reason why I'm saying it doesn't matter. All you're doing is you're gathering information, not evidence.
Right.
So you're gathering information. A little bit of this, no judgment. A little bit of that, no judgment. A little bit of this, no judgment. A little bit of that, no judgment. Okay, and that's how we roll with Feldenkrais. We don't make judgment on this more than the other because the other side may be different than the other, and you've got all these great compensatory actions.
Yeah.
Okay, but so what's happening is that is part of the vagus nerve and glossopharyngeal.
Okay.
Okay, so glossopharyngeal pharynx, then there could be a pull on the pharynx or a lack of firing off in harmony easily on this branch and that branch.
Mm-hmm.
So the other way you can tell is Leanne, you go back to her trapezius muscles and you just glide the skin. So stand behind her. Oh, lovely. Ooh, Rhonda, you're spot on. Look at the right shoulder higher than the left.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Look in the, well, it is in from the reflection that I see.
yeah.
Yeah, Leanne, take your hands off. Oh, Leanne, move away. How about that? There we go. Do you see the right higher?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you'll go, oh, well, it's my shirt. So go ahead, straighten up your shirt.
Oh, okay. Is it my shirt? I don't know.
Okay. Do you see the right shoulder? It's shorter in and a bit higher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see? Okay. So now it really wasn't the shirt, but the shirt shifted over because of that. So now, Leanne, get behind her and you're going to go to the traps and you're just going to engage your hands into the trapezius muscles just enough to engage total Feldenkrais, not massage, not deep tissue, nothing, our way of touching. And you're going to go to the left one, and as you engage the muscle, you're just going to roll the skin over that muscle. And then you're going to roll the right one, the skin over the muscle. Is one side more difficult to roll over? To glide the skin over the muscle?
I don't know if one's easier or harder. It actually initially feels more hard on the left side, which is interesting.
Take your left hand with your right hand and glide the right shoulder, the skin. Now feel it that way. Okay, and then now with both hands, go feel the other side. Feel the other side. And that's all you need to do. Was one side different than the other?
Yes.
What was it?
It did feel harder on the right side, even with both hands. It was
Yeah,
hard for me to compare hand to hand.
there you go.
Both hands was easier to tell for me, so thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. So you see why when you go, oh, I'm passing judgment, that's what I call it. I'm judging, oh, it's this. Let's just make sure it's not my hand
Right.
because I might be better with one hand than the other. I might be able to receive movement connection under my handed side or my non-handed side. So that's when I cross over and I double check because the last thing I want to do is give a lesson according to GARP. Right? I don't want to be GARP. I want to give a lesson according to Rhonda. So that's our level of listening. The anxiety that you get is totally because the vagus nerve goes into a state of needing extra work, extra help, extra support. Some people would say it goes into a state of dysfunction. Okay? It's not our languaging. So in other words, it needs help. So when the vagus nerve, excuse me, when the vagus nerve doesn't fire off so well, then the amygdala, the fight and flight part of the brain, gets more stimulated by accident.
Oh, geez.
Not because we listen to the news.
Yeah.
Not because people are telling us blah, 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 and talking like this. You know, not that. Simply because the vagus nerve wasn't able to go in there and go, hey, how's it going? Everything's pretty good. Que sera. But it's not just que sera, because now I'm going to go to the frontal part of the cortex and goes, I think, therefore I am. Therefore I can make logical, calm, breathful decisions.
Right.
I can plan, I can organize, and I can be present.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what the parasympathetic part of the vagus nerve does. That's part of like what you heard Irene Lyon and I talking about. There's two branches, but that's not all. There's other two branches of the vagus nerve. There is that dorsal side and there is the ventral side. The dorsal side is like a dorsal fin on a fish. It's the back side. It's the old ancient side. We want to stimulate for this purpose the ventral side, which is social engagement. Because when we stimulate that ventral side through these lessons that Feldenkrais does, we'll feel calmer because we have engagement. Social engagement lowers our heart rate. It increases our heart rate variability, meaning the quality of our heart rate to speed up and slow down and find the middle, which means we can get concerned and it speeds up, but then we can go, oh yeah, slow it down, but we don't want to stay in slow. We just want to go back to middle, right? So that's that speed, that's heart rate variability. It's going to help with, like I said, blood pressure, or I didn't say blood pressure, and it's going to help in tone and quality of functioning of skin. It's going to help not have acid reflux there, and it's certainly going to help with digestion, rest, sleep, and a state of calm.
Yes, great. All of which I need.
Yeah, because we need to move out of dorsal and come into ventral, and it's not through psychotherapy.
Okay.
Get on the floor, roll around doing these movements. But now I want you to think how these movements are stimulating these branches. So it's something as simple as laying on the floor and rolling the head, phew, side to side. Where do your eyes go? Because those nerves that are part of the vagus nerve system are part of the movement of the eye that moves the eye out to the side. Why?
So here's a thing. When I watched her first, when she came to me, how many years ago?
Many years ago.
She was teaching dance at a high school, and so she's dancing, but she's keeping her eyes on the dancers
in the mirror. So my eyes.
So her eyes are always fixed, even though everything else is moving. I'm like, oh, her eyes aren't moving with her head. This is really interesting. But I thought, oh, for her job, she had to stabilize visually to observe the classroom. Well, that's what she was doing, right?
Yeah.
Wait, are you facing the mirror?
Facing the mirror.
But you're not keeping your eyes stable. You're looking around. You're looking to the right of you and the left of you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
and let's take a global scan. Do you just tend to stay global? And so you go into like a soft focus and you see the whole room at the same time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's where, good job, you guys. Okay. So this is where you give her eye lessons. Eye lessons where, okay, your head rolls to the right and the left. Your eyes, do your eyes go with you as you're rolling your head side to side? You may notice that your eyes roll easier to one side than the other. Make a mental note. Now, let's go ahead and roll the head to the right, the eyes to the left, and come back. Did you breathe or hold your breath? And then take your eyes to the left and the eyes to the right.
Oh, that's so much harder.
So much harder. That's your vagus nerve branches.
Yeah, that's way harder.
Isn't that cool? So now you want a quick trick?
Yeah. That's why we wanted you, because you have all the tricks up your sleeve.
So that'll be $250, the price of the workshop. Of which would have been more, but anyway. Keep your head in the middle. Remember this, the softness. Take your eyes to the left. Close your eyes, take your eyes to the left. That was your easier side. Hold them there for about 20 seconds until you feel like this stretch reflex happen and you feel like maybe you're going to take a sigh of breath, a big sigh, or a yawn. It may take 20, 30 seconds before that happens. But let your breathing, was that the sigh? Okay, come back to the middle. Now take your eyes to the right.
So hard.
No kidding. Hold it there, but let yourself just have a normal breathing until you feel the sigh or a yawn start to happen there. Might take a little longer, but something like that. There you go, and come back into the middle. Now open your eyes and look with your eyes to your left and look with your eyes to your right.
Go away from my head. Yeah.
No, keep your head. Yeah, just look. Your head can go a little, but turn your eyes to the left and the right. Do the eyes go a little easier to your right than before?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay. So now go ahead and turn your head to the left and turn your head to the right. Can you feel breathing happen down to your belly?
Now I can.
Yeah, because now we got the dorsal branch, the unmyelinated branch that's all the way down in your belly. So we got the old, ancient, original branch, and we got your modern branch, all in one. Now, Leanne, can you feel how you can create lessons for her in this with differentiation?
Sure.
Okay, then you can create lessons that do this. You can create lessons that create, right, this differentiation. Because, kitty, kitty. I have 4 animals. It's always something.
Somebody's always doing something.
I have my menagerie. I wouldn't do it any other way. So now also, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Now you work with her with gliding the shoulder blades. Very important for her. Gliding the shoulder blades along the back of the ribs.
Okay.
Okay? Because you have the trapezius muscles. You have one leg of it, another body of it, and another leg of it. There's 3 of them. You want to stimulate the gliding without using musculature. She's got dance background, so without a doubt she's going to be able to do this because she's got heightened body awareness to beauteousness.
Right, exactly. To aesthetics, yeah.
Yeah, to aesthetics, but hey, it helps you quicker believe it. I know people always said, no, it inhibits. I'm like, kidding? I was a dancer all my life. It helped me. So I look at the positive side of everything. But now don't glide your shoulder blade yet with the idea of doing an exercise where you're pulling those lower lats. We just want to get you to glide them. Right? So it's like, can you see my back? I don't know if you can see my shoulder blade.
A little bit.
A little bit.
There. Wait. That's my shoulder blade. So it's like getting that, and then we can, And then you can do that lying. You can get underneath her and take a hold of the shoulder blade and glide it that way towards the vertebrae, away from the vertebrae. Okay. Then you can do some things that will stimulate the, exercise movements that will activate the lower part, the medium part, and the upper part. Okay. And that's because a lot of times we just overuse one part and not the other. And what ends up happening is this.
Yeah.
Right? And this. Do you have that at all?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do another trick.
Okay.
Okay. So come stand up. You could both stand up. And you know what, you guys, because I'm giving you the basis of my workshop. So don't share this with other people.
No, I want to bring you to Seattle. We'll pay you here, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll stay with Nancy Geller. Say it again.
Was your workshop for practitioners or the public?
I did both. It was practitioners, public, and anyone in the hands-on field. That's how wide variety it was.
I'll bring you to Seattle, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because I could teach this to anybody.
I run events in Seattle, so
Yay.
Oh,
Yes, come
So
to Seattle.
we'll do this, okay?
okay. Because then I'll work on you too, and I'll work on you both, and then I'll tutor you both together.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now to do the upper traps, you fold your arms like this.
Okay.
Okay, and now you activate them by bringing the elbows down, and feel that you feel the upper traps as you push the elbows down, and you sort of squeeze yourself, and the hands squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel that?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you feel it in one more than the other?
They feel different for sure.
Okay, change your arms over so that the one that was on, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that feels weird.
It's like, I don't even know how to put my arms that way, right? That kind of feeling. Okay, but now go ahead and squeeze and see if you can start to wake up the other side. It goes to show how much one side was overdone and the other one was underdone.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
I always feel everything on my left side.
Yeah.
Side feels blank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now those are for the uppers. For the middle, you take the arms in the middle.
Oh, I call this I Dream a Genie arms.
Okay, go into I Dream a Genie, and then you squeeze them together and feel it start to go a little bit. You'll feel a little something here, but because usually the uppers are overactivated, but try to get it to the middle.
And so you're pulling the arms towards each other a little bit. Like
You're actually pulling the arms away from each other, but your hands are supporting it from going away.
Or this way. Like
Yes. Yes.
Put your thumbs with your fingers.
And you'll feel it just a little bit further down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that's the middle. You can change your hands over. And maybe you can wake up the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Are you breathing? Are you holding your breath?
Holding my breath. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So breathe it a couple times, and that's all you need to do.
Okay.
And now bring your arms overhead. And you hold the opposite elbow and you move the arms away, squeezing them. So you activate, now you can really feel you activate the lower lats.
Mm-hmm.
Traps. Can you feel that?
Yeah. Yep.
More on one side than the other, probably.
Probably, yeah.
So switch your arms over. There, you can feel, but it's not so natural on the other. It's okay. But you've now activated. Give it a squeeze again.
Mm-hmm.
Now let it go.
By squeeze, you mean I'm trying to pull my elbows apart from each other, right?
Your hands are squeezing your arm because you're holding them from being pulled apart.
Right. Okay, yeah.
But the pull is this way.
Correct. Now let it down.
Mm-hmm.
How upright do you feel now?
Pretty upright. Mm-hmm.
Pretty upright. Because we have now stimulated all of those branches in the vagus nerve system to function the way it was designed to do, and now you won't have forward head carriage or rounded shoulders.
Cool.
Isn't
cool.
Isn't it? So now you can think one of our awareness through movement lessons when we lay on our back and we do the bridge.
Yeah.
That's activating it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Right? So it's something like this.
No wonder we like those.
No kidding. Exactly. So you could bend up a knee, blah, 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 right? Okay. But it's that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. That feels so good. It's that. And you could do that. And then you arch, right? You go, and you roll. So you're like all the way there, rolling, and the head. And that's just at the end of the lesson.
Oh, should I not try it now then? Or?
She wants to try it now.
That's, yeah, go ahead. And that's where you would get it to the end of the lesson,
Sure. Can you see her?
where you finally get the head between the gap. Right?
We've certainly done that. So,
Is this right?
yep. So if
Okay.
the hand is pressing,
This way. Oh, that feels really nice.
and so you
I know it
Something in my,
does.
I always call this my antidote to my sitting in my computer and rolling my shoulders forward. Is that afterwards I have to do this for the antidote.
yeah.
Can you see her? I can't see what the computer's saying. There she is. Yeah. The other side. So much fun.
Oh, that feels so different on this side.
Hold on, I got to take a screenshot of that. Now, hold on.
And so when we did the head through the gap before, it's the back of the head coming through here. So your eyes go this
Oh.
way, but the back of the head comes here. Do you remember? It's been some time
No.
since we've done that.
Back of the head like this?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you pretend you have sunglasses on the back.